we're going to meet Bonnie Bogner, co-authors Bonnie Bogner and Patricia Meier of Hope for Humanity. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies.
Absolutely.
Now, Bonnie, I understand that you're sort of the instigator in this book. I think you put this book together. Does that sound right?
Yes, that's
So I'm going
correct.
to ask you, what is the book about?
It is about, well, as the title says, it's Hope for Humanity.
Okay.
The theme of it is love, and how can we take a different look at the world and not look at it from a place of fear, but look at it from a place of love. Because when we apply love to things, it completely changes the experience.
Right.
And the consistent message throughout it, with all of the authors, is for us to take a look at the world through love.
Yeah. Now, the authors are very special in my mind. I mean, they're not just authors, they're channelers.
Correct.
So can you tell us what a channeler is?
Absolutely. It's, well, we're kind of a weird group. We're not,
Okay.
channeling is not something that's widely accepted out in the public, but it is a process of stepping aside and allowing another voice, a very high vibrating voice to speak through you.
Okay.
And in my case, it's the Galactic Council that speaks through me. And it's a process of surrender to get out of the way and allow that to come through.
Okay. So when did this happen? Is this something that happens to you and all of a sudden, I don't know who the Galactic Council is, but they come into your mind?
Yes.
And they have a voice, they want to give you you're their voice.
Yes, that's correct. It started for me about 10 years ago.
Okay.
I was already working as an intuitive, and I was very comfortable in that role. And they showed up and made their presence known, and it took me quite a while to really accept that that was a role for me. There was an element of, who am I to do this?
Yeah.
And why are you talking to me, etc. And so it's been a journey, but it's been a great one.
Did you try to avoid it?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I can't hear you guys. You
Yeah.
know, don't talk to me.
All right. And now you also teach, because I think Patricia is probably a student of yours, but you also teach people to find it. They've obviously, something is in there, someone has contacted them?
Yes.
Okay.
I teach them the process to make peace with what it is that they're experiencing, because it really is a process to learn how to surrender and to be okay with it, how to show up in the world in this capacity, all of that. So yes, I teach online classes on how to do that.
Good. And Patricia, you are a channeler as well. What, how did you approach your chapter in this book?
Well, I channel, it's called The Light of Orion, and the first time they contacted me was on vacation in Hawaii a couple of years ago. And so what I did was approach my chapter in kind of a question and answer format. So the things that are concerning me about the world, I asked those questions and then got answers. And I feel better having the answers, so I'm pretty sure you'll feel better too reading the book and having the answers to the things that are concerning us right now.
Wow. And I know, I'm going to think that this might be the first time that you've come out as saying this is what we do. And I know why, but why is it?
Yes. Well, it is much easier to preach to the choir.
Yeah.
So you find people that are already comfortable with this world, and it's much easier to speak to them. But it's a time that's come. And the message was too important to not share it in a broader base. And the whole process of bringing a group of people together, I'm probably the most public of the people that are in the book, and everyone else, it was an opportunity for them to find their voice in a whole new way.
Yeah. So for any of our viewers watching, just a general, what's in this book for me?
There's so many messages, so many messages of possibility, of hope, of a different way of looking at the world. I talk about things like depression, autism, science versus spirituality.
Wow.
You know, is it magic or is it science? All kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
So and that's just my messages. There's so many really valuable messages, and each voice is very different. So we're all saying the same thing, that love is the answer, but we're all saying it in very different ways.
Good. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. And I just want to let everyone know they do have a book launch coming up January 9th at the Cathedral Community Center. Will all the authors be there?
There will be 3 of us. There's 3 from Regina.
3 of the 6 will be there. January 9th, 7 to 9. More information will come up on the screen. But if you're watching this show after the launch, you can find their book at a warehouse in Regina, and there'll be lots of signed copies there. So if this is something that you are interested, want to look into, take the opportunity, get the book, and look into it. You might find it interesting. Well, I want to thank Bonnie and Patricia for joining us. Stay with us. Up next, we have got Sherry Knight, and we're going to talk about creating your own life vision board. Stay with us.